But given Indian Point's abysmal track record of radioactive leaks, transformer explosions, clogged cooling water intakes, multiple siren failures, the impossibility of evacuation, and the fact that there's 2.5 times more radioactivity stored at radioactive fuel rods stored at Indian Point than at Fukushima. Fukushima had the benefit of a westerly wind blowing a lot of the radioactivity out to sea. Indian Point has about 10 million people between Indian Point and the Atlantic coast. So I'll just close by saying that for these many reasons, we join our sister organizations in asking for the closure, the retirement, and safe decommissioning of Indian Point. Thank you.
It will need to be decommissioned. It takes years to decommission and safely shut down a nuclear plant. And so my question to you is, and to anybody who is interested in seeing the plant remain open, when the time comes that the plant actually is suffering physical breakdown because of the age going beyond its original design plan, wouldn't you rather enter into your decommissioning process while you're still rating the plant completely safe, then wait until after you've seen fissures developing in the structure or anything else that could compromise the safety of the workers who will ultimately be in the decommissioning process? That's question one. And question two, a few months ago, a podiatrist in Columbia County, New York, purchased on the open market a 2-seater fighter jet in Tennessee, and he flew it up the Hudson River. And he did some stunts near Kingston and crashed himself and killed himself in the Hudson River just above the bridge at Kingston. Very nationally distributed incident. From a security perspective, I mean, I know that we all have to have 2-ounce shampoo bottles and walk through a detector when we go to the airport. But if a podiatrist in upstate New York can buy a supersonic fighter jet and fly it up the Hudson River and crash it into the river at any time that he so pleases, why do you feel comfortable that the plant itself is actually safe from external threat? This isn't a speculative thing. This actually happened. And I went online, and there's thousands of these fighter jets available for bid on market. So there's my two questions. Why not decommission while we know it's still safe? And the second thing is, please tell me that you're comfortable with the security against attack when a podiatrist can crash a fighter jet into the Hudson River.
Lawyer? He's going to respond first.
Relative to your question, the NRC mission is really safety and security. That's our only focus. And we will ensure, and that's what our mission is to ensure safety now, as long as it's operating, after it shuts down. Then we have a very rigorous regime of inspections in all phases of a nuclear power plant to ensure that safety margins are maintained. So we'll continue to do that.
No, that's a rhetorical answer, not a real answer.
Relative to security, post 9/11,
language ain't going to save us.
taking actions to ensure that the plants can mitigate large explosions and large fires. And that involves a lot of research, actions that were taken by the licensee, actions that we took to verify those compensatory actions were in place. And we continue to ensure that the plants continue to be safe and secure.
Name one action.
Really dummy.
Dan Welsh, I'm on the town board of the town of Lewisboro. I'll keep it short. I'm just wondering, and my question would be, why, given that this matter has a tremendous threat to the safety of the people of the region, why is it that the review is conducted in the total absence of democracy? That there's no democratic input. The majority of the public officials in the state seem to want this thing shut down. Our town issued a resolution years ago, and we don't see any response to that democratic will. So it doesn't make any sense. We can vote about potholes and all kinds of things. Why can't we have any impact on this?
I certainly understand the frustration. I think it's important to understand that the NRC does not deal with policy. And it does not determine whether or not nuclear power will be used in the United States. Our only mission is, if it's decided from a policy level to be used, our only mission is to make sure that those plants are safe and secure. So relative to the policy, I think it's important for us to focus on that, because we neither promote it nor
Drinking Kool-Aid.
I think that's important to make sure that we don't deviate. And I think we continue to focus on that mission.
Budget cut.
Next question, please.
Yes, my name is Connie Coker, and I'm a Rockland County legislator, and I'm chairwoman of the Environmental Committee. And in May, the Rockland County Legislature passed a resolution requesting that Congress pass the Nuclear Power Licensing Reform Act that is sponsored by our congresspeople, Congressman Engel and Congresswoman Lowy. And this calls that aging power plants be relicensed with the same stringent criteria used to license new plants. That just seems to be the most minimum sort of approach. And that this calls that we look at population shifts, population changes, that we must consider that there's a viable evacuation plan, and that the ability for public health and safety be assured, and also look at the preparedness of local hospitals and emergency services. Not only am I a county legislator, I'm actually a midwife, so I'm extremely concerned about health and safety and the future of all of us. And my husband, Eric Larson, is a physician in the emergency department at White Plains, very much involved with disaster preparedness, and I think those people must have a critical seat at the table. We must listen to them. The other resolution that we passed was that for the New York State Assembly passed a bill to amend the state finance law to enact the Nuclear Storage Safety Fund. And I will defer to Assemblywoman Ellen Jaffe, who's next. She is one of the sponsors of this, and we just very much appreciate that this be implemented also. Thank you.
Yes, I think that's good. Thank you very much. My name is Ellen Jaffe, New York State Assembly member, 95th Assembly District. I thank you for the opportunity for us to be here to share our concerns and about the various issues regarding Indian Point. First, I want to echo the concerns of Governor Andrew Cuomo, who said, and I quote, if the risk of an accident at Indian Point is too high, the plant should not be in operation. As you may know, I recently introduced and it was passed, and the Assembly passed, a resolution resolving to oppose the relicensing of Indian Point plants 2 and 3 unless the plants undergo an outside independent safety assessment that emergency experts from outside the NRC agree on an evacuation plan that could work, and that all criteria in the licensing of new reactors are considered and applied to those reactors seeking a license extension. I want to say that I respect your expertise. I do, and the challenge you take upon yourselves in these positions. I'm not here this evening to debate the viability of nuclear power. That's not what I'm here for right now. I am here because there is no way to get people I represent safety and safely out of harm's way in case of an accident at Indian Point. The reason I have long opposed the relicensing and indeed operation